Hi, Anne. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm actually able to make a session.
It's so hard, right?
It is. It is. I mean, I have it on my calendar, and I'm always trying to make it. But also, I think you probably realize that the other classes are, the days we're supposed to be in the office. So,
I know. So you're supposed to be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right?
well, it's Tuesday and Wednesday, and then there's the third day is flexible. And I mean, my boss has said I don't have to come.
Oh, hold on one moment. I gotta let this person in. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, come on in.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never really done much inside or anything since I've been coming for years.
Okay, then
It's
there's
just,
no
well, you're
need.
covered in case you have a problem, so I don't know if you want chemicals for no reason.
Okay, then no.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, anytime you have a problem inside, if it requires using this, then.
Okay,
But
sounds
other than,
good.
if everything's been good, then the outside and, I'll check for bees, but hopefully if you haven't seen any, I won't see any.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'll start here.
Okay,
I'm gonna spray on the house because the ground's wet.
sure. Okay,
Yeah, and if everything is good, I'll see you in 3 months.
sounds good. I'm sorry about that, Anne. I have like
No problem.
someone to take care of pests.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's always fun.
But
Do you usually get many people at this time?
sometimes I get 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't last week. I was on vacation, so I was only able to do Thursday, and I did one on Friday just to make up for like some.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's harder. I do notice that it's harder and I have heard the same thing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's a lot harder. But
Yeah.
do you go into the office then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays? Is that right?
Well, everyone's supposed to be in those 2 days, but most people are not going both, honestly.
Okay.
So, there should be some ability to attend. What I've been doing is picking one and going one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So we'll see. I think they're trying to kind of figure out, they always said they would be flexible. So I think they're trying to figure out now, like, especially come fall, what's going to be like required versus voluntary. Because, each department head is kind of, doing things a little differently and, which might be appropriate, but like, it just depends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think anyone's going. Tuesday and Wednesday are the days, like at first when they opened up, it was crazy crowded and huge lines at the lunch. But now, there's not that. But it's also summertime, so I guess we'll see how it might change. Yeah, they did bring back the on-site massage therapists once a week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I do know that sometimes a couple people go into the old yoga room. They said it's open again. And they just bring their laptop and do it there.
Oh, nice. Okay, I was wondering if I could do that or not. That sounds good. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I saw all the stuff still in there, like the.
Yeah.
I did go there. I did there to do the chair massage on Wednesday. I guess. Well, there's 2 rooms. Yeah, the old room is where they had the chair massage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to put off our class any longer because it's such a
Yeah.
good class. Let's get started.
All right.
Close your eyes with me. Sit in your easy seat, Sukhasana. And then rest one hand on the chest. Place the other hand on the abdomen. Notice the breath. Without altering the breath, feel the chest rise and fall. Feel the belly inflate and deflate. Release your hands onto the knees so the palms are turned down. Inhaling through the nose with an even longer exhalation out through the nostrils. I invite you to open the eyes, and we're going to get into some cat-cows next. Coming to all fours, separate your knees hip-width apart and place the wrists under the shoulders. As you inhale, lift the heart and chest, look up and point the tailbone to the ceiling as you press your belly button to the floor. With the exhalation, pull the tail or tuck your tailbone under. Bring the navel to the spine and round down one vertebrae at a time. Bring the chin to the chest, so hollowing out the belly. Doing this at your own pace, using the Ujjayi breath, your controlled breathing, where you take long inhalations through the nose and longer exhalations out through the nostrils. We can do one final cat-cow. Take your time with the cat-cow. Once the exhalation is complete and your spine is in neutral, join me in Child's Pose or Balasana with the sit bones resting on the heels, arms out in front, forehead on the ground. And if you want to modify the posture today, you can rest the forehead on a block. If you don't have a block, you can stack one fist on top of the other to rest your forehead on, for a modified version. Inhale as you lift your head and chest. Come up to all fours and separate the knees hip-width apart. Curl the toes under and lift the hips. Bring the weight to the heels. As you guide your heels to the floor, press your chest to the knees. Keeping the feet hip-width apart, sides of the feet parallel with the wide edges of the mat. Continuing to use your Ujjayi breath, bend your knees in between the thumbs and walk or step the feet in between your hands. As you bend both knees, inhale, arms up and place the hands together. Lift the chest and exhale for an upward salute or Urdhva Hastasana. Drift your gaze to the thumbs, chin pointed up to the ceiling. Inhale, center, and exhale, hinging forward from the hips, coming to Uttanasana, your standing forward bend. Inhale as you lengthen the spine and look outward. This is Ardha Uttanasana, half standing forward bend, and exhale, fold in half. Bend the knees, palms on the ground, step back to a plank. Bring your weight forward so the shoulders are over the wrists. Pull the navel in and up. Point the elbows to the hips and exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale as you bend the elbows and push off the floor for downward facing dog. Continuing to use the Ujjayi breath, controlling the breath as you take long inhalations through the nose and longer exhalations out through the nostrils. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs, and walk or step your feet forward. We'll bend our knees. Inhale, arms up, hands come together, lift the chest, and exhale back to Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Bring your feet as close together as possible, standing at the short edge of the mat. Bend the knees and drop the seat. This is Utkatasana or chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs together, sides of the knees touching, sides of the big toes touching, or as close as possible today. Moving to triangle pose or Trikonasana. Keep the right foot in front and step back onto the left. Straighten the front leg and reach the arms out. Push the left hip back. Right side of the body comes in line with the right knee. And your left hand is directly over the left shoulder, just like you high five someone here. Gaze is upward. And if you ever feel off balance, looking upward, look to the side or down to the right big toe. Option to bind the raised arm behind the back. Release the arm, turn the head, look down at the front big toe. We're going to a warrior two. So you can stay here with the shorter base, or you can do what I'm doing right now, widen the base by inching the front foot forward. Bring your shoulders back over the hips. So torso straight up and down rather than leaning forward. And this time your gaze is over the middle finger of the right hand. Our intention is to open the hips here. So you want to pull the right thigh out to the side so the right knee travels in line with the second toe of the right foot. And if you want to move further into the pose, drop the hips. Shoulders relaxed. Release the arms, straighten the front leg. And excuse me, we're going to come forward to Uttanasana. As you bend both knees, inhale, arms out, palms together, lift the chest, and exhale for upward salute or Hastasana. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips, you can come into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking outward. Exhale, hold in half. Bend the knees, keep the seat low, take the arms overhead, and then exhale the hands in front of heart center. You're now in chair pose, Utkatasana. Triangle pose is next. Keep your left foot in front, step back onto the right, extend the arms out and push your right hip back. So this time, the left side of the body will track in line with the left knee. Shoulders stacked on top of each other, hips stacked on top of each other. Your choice if you want to bind the arm behind the back. If you chose to bind the arm, your right hand is reaching the left inner thigh. We'll move on to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, looking down at the left big toe, release the arm, deep bend in the front left knee. Your choice if you want to keep the base as wide as it is, or inch the front foot forward a little bit. So you want to make sure you can still see your left big toe. Ensure that left knee is over the ankle and not jutting beyond it. Squeeze your shoulders back and together. So squeezing the shoulder blades is what I need to say, back and together. You don't want the arms to go out. You still want to keep the hands in line with the shoulders, but you're thinking of squeezing the shoulder blades back and together so you get an opening through the chest. Release the arms, straighten the front leg. We're going to step into standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Bend both knees, keeping it in chair pose. Keep the seat low, the hands in front of heart center. Exhale as you drop the hips. Option to come up onto the balls of the feet, squeezing the inner thighs together. Release the heels, lift the hips, and come into standing forward bend. As you inhale, you're going to lengthen through the spine and look outward. Exhale, fold in half. Bend your knees with me, palming the floor. Step to a plank, modifying this plank position. Lower the knees and tops the feet to the floor. Bring the sit bones back onto the heels and rest in child's pose or Balasana. With the inhalation, lifting the head and chest, come forward to all fours, Lower one hip to the floor, and then we'll go into bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana. Press the bottoms of the feet together, hold onto the knees or the toes, hold onto the ankles or the toes, and then inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Your choice if you want to keep the eyes open or closed. Each inhalation, continue to lengthen the spine, and each exhalation, hinge forward from the hips. Keep the chest lifted. Our intention is to lower the belly button to the feet way before the head. So chest is lifted, sending your chest out beyond the toes. Relax your inner thigh muscles where you're feeling that pull. And as you consciously think about relaxing the inner thigh muscles, you may or may not notice that the legs slightly drop forward to the floor without any conscious effort on your part. All you're doing is relaxing the inner thigh muscles. And inhale as you come to center. You close your eyes. You can open them with me. Release the feet. Bring the knees together. Sliding one leg out, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. So staying where you are in Dandasana or staff pose with the hands alongside the hips and a long spine, feet flexed. You can use a strap for this next posture if you want. And you could also modify this posture by sitting on a folded blanket or a block, depending on your range of motion. It's going to keep the hips, it's going to lift the hips, so then it'll be more comfortable to hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, arms up, stretch your fingertips to the ceiling, and as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Option to hold on to the lower legs, the ankles, or the backs of the feet. You can also use a strap around the balls of the feet. That will act as an extension of your arms. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Using your Ujjayi breath, just like we did with our bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana, the prior position. We want to keep our chest lifted and send the chest out towards the toes. Controlling the breath, taking long conscious inhalations through the nose with even longer exhalations as you hinge forward from the hips. You're going to reach a point where it's a little too uncomfortable to go further. Inhale, lengthen the spine, find more space between each of the vertebrae. And as you keep the length in the spine, exhale, hinge forward from the hips, just continuing to use your breath in this way to slowly relax into the posture. And inhale, come to center. If you were sitting on a block or a blanket, you can move it out of the way. We're going to slide our fingertips towards the knees. Pull the navel in and up as you roll down here. So you're going to look at the belly button. Come to the elbows, shoulder blades, and then let the back of the head rest on the floor. Walk your heels to the sit bones. Lower the small of the back onto the ground. Hold the knees to the chest. We'll go into Anandasana, joyful baby pose. So you're going to take your arms in between the legs. At first, you can hold on to the ankles and bring the bottoms of the feet parallel with the ceiling. So soles of the feet now facing the ceiling. Your choice to either hold on to the ankle or use your index and middle finger. Slide it in between the big and second toe and lock with the thumbs. And of course, you're continuing to use the Ujjayi breath, keeping the mind focused on the breath. Each exhalation, You can pull on the toes or the legs to gently guide the thighs, the knees closer to the ground. Release the toes, bring the knees together, sliding one leg out, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips. Let them rest. We'll move into our bridge pose next. Walk the heels to the sit bones. Lower the small of the back to the floor. Your arms are alongside the torso with your palms turned down. As you press through the heels, inhale, lift the hips up off the floor. So important thing to keep in mind is your knees are in line with the hips. You don't want the knees to drop out to the opposite sides or cave inwards. You want to think maybe about an inflatable beach ball in between your legs. You're just squeezing it together. Each inhalation, lift the hips higher. If you want to move further into the pose, option is to roll one shoulder under the back, then the other. Interlacing the fingers, your hands and arms stay on the floor. Inhale, lift the hips high. Keep using your Ujjayi breath. If you've interlaced the fingers, release the hands and unroll one shoulder, then the other. And we'll begin to roll down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. When your hips are on the floor, sliding one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. Walk the heels to the sit bones. Lower the small of the back to the floor. Slide the arms out to opposite sides. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, lower them to the right and turn your head to look to the left. This is your reclining twist. Gently guide the lower half of the left shoulder blade further into the floor. We'll bring our head to center. Inhale, knees to chest. And exhale, drop the knees to the left. Turn your head as you look towards your right hand. Focus on the lower half of the right shoulder blade. You're just going to guide that lower half of the right shoulder blade even further into the floor. So both shoulder blades are flush with the ground. And we'll turn our head to center. Inhale, knees to the chest. Interlace fingers over the front of the shins and begin to roll forward and back, side to side. Your choice if you want to lift the head and shoulders and roll over the lower back. And coming to your center again, release your head and shoulders to the floor, release the hands, and return the feet to the ground. Slide one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. Close your eyes. Slide the arms away from the sides of the torso and turn your palms upward to the ceiling. The legs are separated, at least the heels are at the corner edges of the mat to form a letter V, or you can slide them further apart to make an even wider letter V. Let's wiggle our toes. Rest the feet. Wiggle your fingers. Open wide through the palms. Stretch all the way out through the fingertips. Curl your fingers in, making a soft fist. Pump it a few times and let go. Bring your focus to the feet. Notice the spaces in between each of the toes. Allow your hips to unwind, filling them open. Soften the belly and untighten the chest. Relax your shoulders into the floor. Relax the jawline. Bring your awareness to the back of the neck. Visualize the small muscles in the back of the neck softening, letting go of any stress that might be contained here. Become aware of the entire length of your spine. You felt the spaces in between each vertebrae that compose the spine. And just allow your spine to decompress naturally without any conscious effort on your part. Relax your shoulder blades into the floor. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Move your awareness to the elbows. Sense the spaciousness within each elbow joint. Become aware of your wrists. Notice the spaciousness within each wrist joint. Notice the hands, the fingers, the knuckle joints of each finger. And then notice the spaciousness within the knuckle joints of each finger. Become aware of how easily you've allowed your body to relax and let go. And perhaps brought a sense of peace to your mind as you've chosen to focus your entire concentration on a single point, which is in this case your own relaxation. We'll take an active inhalation through the nose, using an even longer exhalation out through the nostrils. I invite you to reopen the eyes. Stay comfortable and relaxed in Shavasana. Wiggle the toes again. Roll your ankles around. Roll the legs in and out. Then let the legs rest. Move to your hands. Wiggle your fingers. And then rest the hands. Walk your heels to the sit bones with both feet firmly planted on the ground. Raise your right arm overhead. Roll to your right side. And rest with me on the right side. Take a moment here. Just let your breath flow naturally. There's no need to control it anymore. Once you're ready to sit up, press your left palm into the ground and join me in Sukhasana, easy seat. We'll seal in the benefits of today's yoga practice. Namaste. Good to see you, Anne. I hope I'll be able to see you soon again.
Yeah, thank you. That was great. I needed it.
Good.
All right, take care.
You too. Have a good rest of the day.
Okay, you too. Bye.